Hello and welcome back to Planet Stronghold Colonial Defence. I'm glad Healer VL is back with her people, as am I. So a shaman, you gonna take her up on her offer? I don't know, seems tempting. If anyone could pull off leather and feathers, it'd be you. Wrong kind of shaman. Though she could rock the look. I would consider it. Self-taught is fine, but to learn with a master. In fact, Roselia would be the first human to learn from a Drayden. Oh, and you would have access to their caravans. We should take a day to go shopping. Definitely. Some of my clothes are becoming a bit threadbare. And I could find something for Alicia. Depending on when the flights resume, it should be in time for her birthday. I still say you can't go wrong with a high-powered rifle. No, we wouldn't forget you. We'd get you a nice collar with something that matches your eyes. Before you decide to go shopping, should we be more concerned that the Apex Round were waiting for you? There's no conspiracy there. The Drayden channels were probably compromised. It's getting to the point where I expect my next meeting has Claymore surprise. What is it now? High Command? No, it is coming from the Apex Round. In fact, it is from Alpha Shulurix. Greetings, Captain. Salutations, Alpha Shulurix. What do I owe the pleasure of this call? Straight to the point. I like that. It's amazing how many species will fill their time talking of inconsequentials like they're young or the weather. I doubt you had small talk in mind since the last time we met ended in bloodshed. What is wrong with asking after another's child? Apex Round are less sentimental about their young than other species. A bit tough to cuddle with all those legs. It goes deeper than that. For one thing, the Apex Round must lay their eggs in a living creature before they hatch. Please say they do it in animals? Normally, yes. Remind me never to get captured by the Apex Round. At least not without cyanide pills. Normally? I've been on missions which liberated some of their captives. From their standpoint, a human's just as good as a Hawkoo's. Of course, when pressed, they said it was done by some unenlightened few. Nothing like a little intimidation to get your point across. When the young finally do emerge, they consume their siblings. You usually only have 2 or 3 young from a single clutch. Needless to say, it probably makes birthdays a bit awkward. Though easier to shop for gifts. I just hope some of them aren't born psionic. You know what fate awaits you. Ugh. As interesting as your swarm's talk is, I come with a proposal. What is that? We seek an alliance. I admit I misjudged your strength, and seek to rectify that. First the Draydens, now the Apex Round. You know the old saying, if you can't beat them. I was thinking more along the lines of keep your friends close but your enemies closer. Machiavelli would feel right at home, wouldn't he? Oh, so fending off wave after wave of invasion makes us worthy of notice? Appearances can be deceiving. I don't know what cruel twist of evolution has you look like emaciated, that's the word. I don't know what cruel twist of evolution has you look like emaciated, mange-riven madrons, but there you have it. First time I've heard someone complain that I didn't have enough body hair. Although I do have a special formula which is guaranteed to put hair on your chest. And another reason for me to avoid your lab mirror. I don't need someone asking about hairy palms. When I write my memoirs, I hope the reader doesn't assume I was making this up. Though it is a bit disheartening to see your reliance on mechanicals. There are those among the Apex Round who would consider it sheer hubris to give them your shape. Tell me what issue you have with Lucius. They make your species indolent and weak. Some would consider them a tool, no different than a hammer or a sword. I assure you, I am much more than a mere tool. How does a Luddite get to the stars? And therein lies the danger. At least my spear or gun won't turn upon me. Until you made it telekinetic. But that is ultimately your own concern. This brings me back to my original question. Are you open to an alliance? I'm not permitted to make such a decision at this time. Indeed, you must talk about it with the other captain, as well as your superiors. Perhaps you will indulge me. Are you and your co-captain a mated pair? No. For one thing, he's my brother. Why not? Your offspring would make formidable war leaders. Okay, there are multiple reasons humans don't engage in such a practice. Suffice to say, the answer is no. Pity. It was a pleasure to speak with you, captains. But when next we meet, we shall still be foes. Ooh, new cards unlocked. Robo-Amp Protector, which is a Cresselia card. Psionic Blast, which is a Cresselia card. Outpost Ninja. Enters play with Force Shield. On summon target enemy unit without wall, gains -2 attack permanently. Mobile Factory. Oh, there are some interesting cards here. Charlotte gets Volunteers. On summon, put 2 additional Volunteers of the same grade into play. Ooh, that's good for spamming a lot of stuff. Choose a random target. All units in play except the target are killed, including targets with Invisible. Yikes. Christoph. So yeah, there's some interesting new cards here. Anyway. And we've now got a whole bunch more stuff. So, right, potentially a very good card. But, I think I'm going to take the recruiters out. Upgrade the volunteers. Because they're effectively pretty powerful. Just in terms of, it basically allows you to spam a lot of guys at once. It's pretty useful. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, yeah. Same dozen. So, 1 side mission, then 2 conversations, 1 side mission, 2 conversations, yada 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 yada. You get how this works by now. Okay, so fighting the Apex round to a basic cannon turret, and get a marksman team in there, and a laser turret. And I can deploy the spike iron vines as well, that's handy. Deploy some infantry. Okay then, I'm going to wait until the marksman team is all the way up to 4 damage before I have her open fire. Okay, so 4 damage, target the turret, take some damage, target the turret, destroy it, deploy the assault infantry, target and destroy, and the turn. Okay, everybody who can, target the Apex Iran. Let's get a missile turret up, because that does damage at the beginning of each thing. Okay. Gonna have my regular infantry take that guy out, and everybody else can just pile on. Really? Having the missile turret's kind of handy because it does moderate damage. But anyway, blow that up, please. Thank you. Team talk. Let's talk to Alex. You are deep in conversation with Mario, Mitsuki, and Alex. While Mario and Mitsuki are fully engrossed by what you have to say, Alex seems especially distant. Hey. Earth to Alex. Oh, sorry, what did I miss? Well, just the big reveal of the season. Turns out the infiltrator was human, deactivating robots and wearing their shell as a second skin. That's nice. Not to mention, Samuel got down on one knee and declared his eternal love to Mira. Remind me to give him some Wait, what? It was quite touching, actually. Mira said yes, as long as Samuel didn't mind being your brother husband. I'm not getting married. Alex, relax. I'm just pulling your tail. You've been quiet for over half an hour now. What's the matter? I got a message, and Mom and Dad alright? Yeah, of course. What gives you the impression they would? You have the look of a bearer of bad news. Seen people happier after they hit their thumb. No, it's not like that, I promise. In fact, it could be considered good news. So what's the buzz? I've been offered a promotion. A position, in fact. I see. Do I need to call you Sir from now on? I didn't see that coming. Of course not, Diana. this promotion depends on many factors, one of which is surviving the war. Well, that's true for all of us. What's the position? They want me to join a brain trust back at the academy, answerable only to the general staff. Well done, sir. Looks like you're on your way up. Seems they want to pick your brain for something. In so many words, yes. Given my experience here, they want to help devise new tactics and strategy for our mechanized cavalry wing. There isn't an increase in rank. I know how these things work. It's a stepping stone for greater possibilities and responsibilities. Usually the flag rank. That's a rare opportunity indeed. One doesn't have to be psionic to see you aren't as pleased by this chance as other people would be. I'm not. For one thing, I don't know if I've earned it. Don't even think that. If High Command didn't think you were capable of the task, they wouldn't offer it to you. Not to mention the other implications. Such as... well, we must have suffered some severe losses elsewhere if they're bringing the most junior officers to help with doctrine. Or if you want to be more optimistic, they realise they need officers with actual battlefield experience. So what seems to be the problem, Captain? Aren't you going to accept? It isn't as easy as you think. I mean, I like governing the colony. I don't want people to think I'm running off. Don't be foolish. They understand you have to put your career first. That's the problem, isn't it? If you leave, what about Mira? Mira's made it quite clear she has no plans to leave in the immediate future. Well then, you must decide which is more important to you, your career or Mira. Might be possible to balance the two. In my experience, long-distance romances rarely work. Why do you think I've stayed single all this time? Well, I could talk to her every day, but it isn't quite the same. And these deployments last years. That's the other thing. If I don't accept, they might want to give me a recommendation for someone good for the position. Good luck for the poor sod you pick. At least there are a lot of qualified people. However, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, as you said, you can always turn down the offer, but do it one time too many and such opportunities will dry up. I know. Now that you know why I've been so preoccupied, I just don't know which way to go. What would you pick, Diana? Well, they're right about long-distance romance is not working. Let's face it, everybody I know, who had a romantic relationship in secondary school, or high school if you're an American, and then went off to university, and basically said they'd make a long-distance relationship work. None of them managed it. So it's always tricky, but recommend someone else. Well, then I'd recommend someone else to the position. Xavier has some good tactics, while Jelina's probably the better soldier overall. Or I could recommend you for the position. But I didn't say anything about myself. Who else has enough experience for the position and the rank to hold it? You. I admit I would feel better if we had only one captain in charge. Yeah, but I want to earn. Earn it yourself. I get that. However, this is just a recommendation. If they look at you, you can always decline it as well. Well, I still have time to make my decision. Let's go see what the reverse cyborg is doing next. The reverse... What the hell does the reverse cyborg mean? Because I can't upgrade most of those cards. I kind of want to put that into play. Just all units in play except the target are killed, which basically implies, that's probably a really good card to basically deliberately let the enemy get a load of cards up on their side and then just kill like 95% of them. Either way, that's a good point to end this part before I talk to Charlotte. I'd be curious to see if this one actually continues the romance track or not, but either way we will see. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.